Hey guys, welcome back today. We're gonna do Femme Noir, The Dark Side Diaries, issue number 2 by Ape Entertainment. Never heard of it, of this company, but it seems this is a 4-issue miniseries about a crime noir drama stories. I'm not really into crime noir at all. I mean, not with when it comes to books or television, TV series or whatever. It just isn't my genre. But I like comics, so I thought I like the art, and I picked it up a couple of issues of all of them, and I actually enjoyed them. And this is issue 2, and let's dive in and see what happens. So we see here a ship is blowing up, and well, before I get into that, let's go back a couple of days. So we see here the same ship. It's a gambling ship, and it seems that this guy has gambled so much that he is losing a lot of money. And then the owner, called Mr. Diamond, or he's probably a first name, but I forget, wants to collect his money, 12K. So he says to the gambler, say, "Hey, listen, dude. His name is Roman, and Roman needs to pay him 12K back. And if he's not going to do that, he will be sorry." And it seems that Roman doesn't has the money, and he says, "Well, maybe your wife had," says Mr. Diamond, "because she is an heir to Steel Diamond, to Steel Diamonds. Is I say that correctly? Steel, Ferrol Steel. I'm sorry, that's some kind of a, I don't know, iron company. I don't know." And but she says, "No, no, no. I'm not going to ask my wife, because if she found out I'm gambling, she's going to leave me. That's not what I'm going to do." But basically, Mr. Diamond says, "Listen, you need to do what you have to do if as long as I get my 12K back, and if that's not going to happen in 24 hours, I'm going to hurt your missus." And then Roman's getting pissed off and then attacks Mr. Diamond, who basically threatens him. So that's what's going to happen probably, because 2 days later, Mrs. Sidaris is dead. And Roman says here, and this is a detective and police, investigating, and they try to figure out what's going on. So when the detective is leaving, he is getting approached by a reporter, and she wants to know what's happening on the scene, right? But he says, "Listen, it's been a long day, and I want to relax. I want to go to my girlfriend." So he promised her to give her the scoop a couple of days later, because he sees the Peregrine, also known as Mr. Diamond, moving on into his girl. So the detective going to the table, and it seems that King Diamond wants to have his girl called what's her name? Why can't I find it? Dahlia. Oh yeah, that's right. Dahlia is her name, and he says to her that he wants her to get over on the ship, being a singer or an entertainer or whatever, and he wants to triple her salary. But then, the detective steps in and, "Hey, you need to stay away from my girlfriend. She's not going to do that, and you can forget it. And if I find out you're going to do that, you're going to be, I'm going to dig up some stuff, because he's a detective after all." So yeah. Mr. King Diamond doesn't, take that very well, but he agrees with his term, and then he gets a note, and it says, "Midnight tonight, I collect." I wonder what that be. So they're going outside. Well, wait, this is a fun one. So Dahlia says, "Hey, listen, I'm not very in the mood. I have a headache," and she basically blows off the detective, and he says, "This is not my week." And they're basically going outside because he wants to go back to his ship, and then he is being greeted, quote unquote, by this woman. And I just call her Femme Noir because, again, I have no idea who she is, because the name is unknown so far. And then, skipping a few pages, basically she said, "Hey, listen, I don't want to have any trouble. I want to go to my ship," and he, orders his bodyguard to dispatch of her, if you will. but he's getting his ass kicked, and he's getting some questions from Femme Noir, and she asks him, "Hey, you talked to the other guy, right? To why am I threatening? Oh yeah, forgetting. Hey, you talked to Sidaris, right? And you threatened to kill his wife the other night. Is that true?" And he says, "Yeah, I he owed me money, but it was more of a threat. I never, wanted or tried to harm his girlfriend, because if that's gonna happen, if he's not gonna pay his 12K, he's basically is gonna break some bone. But killing people, that is not his style." Fred Noir believes him and lets him go. But then the detective shows up and they have some conversation with each other, because they are, from the first issue, they meet each other. And it seems that she has a secret identity that nobody knows, not even the detective. Even I, as the reader, do not know who she is right now. I have to go to issue 3 and 4 to find that out. If that's going to be an issue 3 and 4, who knows? So she is also, well, she's not really a detective, but more like a crime fighter, but also a detective as well. Although I just contradicted myself here. That's some weird. And then we skip to the part that she's breaking into Sidaris' house, and she wants to know about his wife. And but he has a package and a gun, and he points at her because she says, "Hey, I'm trying to find out who murdered your wife. Don't you want to know?" And he says, "Well, that's funny. You don't know how funny." And he shoots her in the head, and she's lying there. And then he goes to the boat, and then the bodyguard greets him and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "It's okay. I got what I owe Mr. Diamond. It's past time to settle accounts." Well, you know where this is going, right? It's not hard to find out. But Femme Noir is not really dead. She is feeling badly hurt, and she is, calling the cops because it's an emergency. So, and Sidaris is it Sidaris? I'm saying that. Yeah, Sidaris. Sidaris shoots the bodyguard and threatens Mr. Diamond, and he tells what is going to happen, because it seems that he was desperate. He says, "I got no money. I couldn't ask Eden for it, and she know that I was still gambling." Eden is his dead wife, by the way. "I didn't know what to do, and you threatened to hurt my wife, and I just couldn't let anything happen to her," he says. And then in this flashback, it seems that Eden is going down the stairs because he has hurt someone also with a pistol or a gun. And she find out that he was the one, trying to rob her. And then there was a struggle, and she is dead. And Sidaris says, "She pulled the trigger, but I killed her." And he says, "Don't you see? I killed her, but you drove me to it, King." Then Femme Noir shows up and says, "Hey, listen, this is enough, Dev. Put the gun down and come with me. And also, maybe you should tell us where the bomb is." And then King Diamond says, What bomb?" he says. Well, it seems that he hid a bomb on board of the ship, because Sidaris says, "Diamond stole my money with his rigged games." And then he had, "Don't you understand? He threatened my Eden. He has to pay." And then he shoots Sidaris. So basically full circle almost, because now nobody's alive anymore, and he just wants to blow up the ship as well. So there's only 2 minutes left. Femme Noir, flees off the boat, and I'm not sure if there's people on there, still gambling, strippers, people, in the kitchen, and people just, working there with customers. So they are probably there too, I guess. And well, Sidaris doesn't want to come because he is, wants to die as well, because his wife is now dead and he has no reason to live anymore. And then brings us to the end of the book. And well, Femme Noir just standing there, still dazed, still confused, still hurt. And then she thinks that it's probably better to go back to the Dark City and she cannot help that maybe this one time Justice has taken care of herself. So yeah, I actually liked it. I love the art. I love the whole setup. Although it's not very hard to figure it out what's going on. And basically, and that's probably my biggest gripe, this cover shows us what's happening in the book, and it spoils basically the whole story. So that's basically it. What I kind of say about this. I like the story. I like the art. I like the writing, and I liked it more than I thought. So yeah, Femme Noir. Brings us to the end of the video. This is a short one. Well, short one. It's already 10 minutes and going. So yeah, I'll leave it here. Guys, thanks you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.